Baddies Caribbean Reunion, Episode 2, review/recap. So we pick back up where we left off on the last episode with Meatball and Tink fighting again, and Meatball got Tink on the couch. So like I said, it did look like Meatball got that round. As soon as they separating them, here comes Slim Too Bad trying to run up from the side. I'm really getting sick of you. You tried to fight Meatball and Diamond after they fought people who are considered big dogs or top Zeus fighters, and after they was tied out. You tried to fight Meatball after she already fought Jayla, and you tried to fight Diamond after she already fought Tasiki. Like, bitch, bye. So the crowd is all like, big Meatball, big Meatball, big Meatball. And then here comes Jayla again like, oh no, Meatball, let me tell you what my issue is with you. I never had a problem with you, and you went on the internet and started running your mouth about me. So Meatball kicked Jayla and they fought. In my opinion, Meatball got more hits in that fight and she won. Now, I've been telling y'all always put Jayla as a top Zeus fighter. I just feel like y'all say that because she won that fight with Rolly. None of Jayla's other fights was like that crazy for y'all to be putting her up there on that pedestal. And also her fights from Bad Girls Club with all them white girls wasn't giving nothing. So it's like, I never understood why y'all was putting her as a top Zeus fighter. Just because she beat Rolly don't mean she a top Zeus fighter. Because if y'all saying she in the top, that means she could beat or rumble with Tasiki, Krishan, and E.T. And I don't see that for her. So Meatball was dancing and shit, playing around. Tommy gave her a pound and was like, do your shit. And she was like, yeah, like everybody against Meatball. So of course, Tommy, Saucy, they like rooting for her. Like she running all these phases. Y'all keep trying to jump on her. Shit getting corny. Then we see Tinkerbella on the side telling Scotty and Natalie and all of them, oh, don't do that. Don't try to stop me from fighting her. Y'all know everything she was doing to me, hating on me throughout the season. Now y'all acting like y'all don't know what's up. I don't think they acting like they don't know what's up. I think they just like, okay, y'all already fought. Y'all already had 1 or 2 rounds. How many times y'all going to keep fighting? Especially when y'all was really friends before y'all came into the show. And like I've been saying, and like Meatball said later in the episode, they've been having issues before they came in this house. It's not about the chain. The chain was the cherry on top. So it's no reason for them to keep trying to hash out issues that we didn't even see brewing. Because this shit did not start from the chain or from this Baddies Caribbean season. This shit started from Philly. So Natalie and Scotty was just like, yeah, we saw it, but we saw it online after the show came out. And Natalie was like, yeah, congratulations. Like when Meatball said congratulations to Tink about getting a chain. And Natalie was like, yeah, that was my favorite clip of the season. So Tinkerbella tried to go back over there, running her mouth to Meatball after that. And when I tell you Meatball picked that chair up and clocked Tink in her fucking head with that chair. And I'm honestly just trying to figure out why are Natalie and Scotty standing up so much. Sit the fuck down because nobody's talking to y'all. And the security got me tight. Because on the last episode when Tink came out, they let her throw the bottle of water. And remember I told y'all it missed Meatball and hit Janisha. Now on this episode, after Meatball done ran all these fades and she picked up the chair and hit Tinkerbella because her ass is getting tired. Somebody tried to hand her a bottle of water and the security gonna snatch it like, oh, don't give her a bottle of water. Like as if Meatball gonna throw the water. But maybe she actually needs the water to fucking drink because she's been fighting back to back. Y'all let Tink have the bottle of water, like, make it make sense. Yeah, I just went back to see. It was Santana who was trying to give her the water because he's the host and he could see she's running out of breath and she's tired. She done fought 3 or 4 people multiple times. Like, what? So Saucy used Tink line against her and was like, oh, you disappointed me and Meatball's the new MVP. Then Tinkerbella started doing her dramatic shit, falling out, like just trying to get attention because she was laughing. Like it was supposed to be a joke, but it's like, girl, you trying to fall out and look like you having a seizure for camera time. Like you do everything else for camera time. I wasn't impressed. I wasn't amused or nothing. So Meatball keeps saying she the only thick bitch in here. She the only one who don't got her body done and don't got a body like the rest of them. Even though Biggie is there too. So I don't think it's really about the weight or the shape. Because Rolly's big, even though she's shaped now from her surgery. And Biggie is big. She don't got no shape because she don't got no surgery. But I think the difference is that Biggie wears her wigs. Biggie wears her makeup. Biggie knows how to make herself be more feminine and presentable. And that's what Meatball lacks. It's not even about the weight and stuff. But, you know, she feels how she feels, whatever. So she starts crying after that point. So Saucy, Sapphire, Tommy, they all trying to comfort her, telling her don't cry. She just did her shit. Don't break down in front of these bitches, basically. And Meatball just kept saying this shit is corny. And like I told y'all, when the shit blew up between her and Tink on the season, I felt like Tink was doing shit for camera time. I felt like her and Meatball already had these conversations off camera. And Meatball was getting mad because Tink was trying to have a scene and bring it to the camera. Like, girl, we already talked about this. And even if it's something that we need to talk about that we haven't talked about, don't talk to me about it in front of Scotty and Biggie in front of a fucking camera for a scene if we really friends. So I think this shit is too corny for Meatball. This shit is too fake for Meatball. And Tinkerbella is an actress. So this is where she fits. So Tommy was like, let me talk to her in the back. So Tommy took Meatball to the back, and I really liked this part of the reunion. This was one of my favorite parts of this episode, and Tommy was one of my favorite people on this episode because of this. And she told her, you don't got to do all of this shit for these people to scream Meatball. You a funny motherfucker. You a real motherfucker. People been following you before this show, like myself, just because you was funny. A lot of bitches only get followers because of how they look, because they got their body done, but nobody really cares about them or nobody really values their personality. We actually followed Meatball before this for years just because of her personality and how funny she was. Nobody cared that she didn't have her hair done. Nobody cared that her stomach was always out. We was here to laugh and we fucked with her. So don't come on this show and let Tinkerbella make you start crashing out and being a TV bitch and an actress because that's what she chooses to be. And like Tommy told Meatball, be yourself, because the way you dress, all that shit could be cleaned up. But in your face, you're a pretty girl. You're a bad bitch. Clean yourself up and you can fit in with the rest of these bitches if that's what you want to do. But if that's not what you want to do, then you don't have to be here, and you can still be yourself and be successful and be Meatball, and people still gonna love you for who you are and your personality. I loved this moment because somebody needed to tell Meatball this the whole season. And I think that's what Jayla thought she was doing, but Jayla's not as much of a real bitch as Tommy. So it just don't come out the same. And Tommy was like, you don't gotta fight your friend, talk to that bitch. And Meatball just started crashing out again, but just talking to the audience now and basically saying, I don't want to be back cool with Tink. I don't want to be friends with Tink. Y'all don't understand that this shit is deeper than the chain, and this shit is from stuff that came before the show. And like she said, the reason she crying is because she hurt that she really had to fight her friend. But she don't regret the shit because Tink brought it to TV. Tink disrespected her mom. Meatball mom was just on social media saying that Tink had texted her when she got casted for Midwest, like, oh, that's why your daughter didn't get casted for Midwest, back to being broke. Bullshit like that. Like, Tinkerbella be doing shit and then acting innocent and crying for y'all. I'm not moved. Meatball tears be real. Tink's tears be fake. And like she said, she fucked up when she came in because her and Tink was being so cool. Meatball was like, okay, if Tink don't like this person, I don't like this person. But Tinkerbella wasn't moving the same way. And Tinkerbella started seeing these girls who she just met as on the same level as her friendship with Meatball, such as Slim Too Bad. Like, that's fake as fuck. And Meatball basically says she has the problem of venting to the wrong people, but she wanted to give Biggie a shout out because she vented to Biggie about a lot of this stuff, and she was like, it never came back out, or Biggie wasn't running back talking to people about the stuff she said. And Tommy was hugging Biggie and was like, yeah, that's my girl, because you know Tommy and Biggie was close on Baddies West. So Janisha welcomes Diamond the body out. She comes out like, oh, I'm disturbing these bitches, da 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 da. So Natalie stood up and she was just looking at Jayla and Sapphire like, yeah, she ain't gonna run up on me, bitch. And then we could see Tasiki was telling Tommy on the side about why she was about to go beat Diamond up. And she said that I need to go fight the system and get Junior out of the system when Krishan was in jail, and Blueface. So Diamond's like, oh, are we lining it up? Are we talking or what? And Tasiki's like, girl, you know what time it is. Let's go. So I definitely feel like Tasiki went easy on Diamond. Like, as soon as they started squaring up, Diamond took her wig off and tried to swing it at Tasiki and hit her with the wig. I think from that moment, Tasiki knew, oh, this bitch really cannot fight. And she really don't want to fight me. So why I'm going to go super hard on her? We know Tasiki not a bully. With E.T. and Marsh, it was different. Like, they deserved it and they was looking for it. She probably was going to really beat Diamond up, but once she saw how Diamond came into the fight, taking off a wig and swinging it, she probably was like, hold on. Like, let me not do this bitch in like that. But she still did, clearly. I low-key feel like maybe it just wasn't shot that well because we wasn't able to see, like, the tooth get knocked out and everything, so it didn't look like things was hitting that hard. And Diamond did get one little hit on Tasiki, like right here, and that's like right before Tommy fell, because Tommy was in their way and she ended up getting tripped over and fell on the ground. And then Jayla was in the back like, move, Saucy, I wish I could record this. So I'm looking at it, Tasiki is connecting and hitting Diamond in the face. The difference between this fight and like the E.T. fight and the Marsh fight, remember how she just like jumped on them and like got on top of them or kept sitting them down? She wasn't doing no grabbing with Diamond. She was just catching her, hitting her, and just Diamond kept backing up. She didn't start grabbing Diamond until Diamond started grabbing her shirt. Diamond started trying to make excuses, talking about, oh, we need to move this rug. It's moving this, that, and the third. Tasiki, like, we don't need to move nothing. But they moved the rug out the way, and that actually kind of made it worse, because that's when it looked like she got those real good hits on Diamond at the end, when she knocked her ass into the chair. It was definitely one of those few hits at the end that knocked the tooth out. And immediately after the fight, Diamond has the busted lip. Like I said, I feel no ways she asked for this. She's lucky that it wasn't worse, because we thought it was going to be much worse than this, and I still wouldn't have felt bad. So Diamond goes backstage in the hallway, completely strips in the nude in the hallway, doesn't even wait until she gets to her dressing room. Why? I don't know. But says that she wants to change her outfit. And she was like, is there a bathroom? I'm like, so she can't go back to her dressing room? Like, I'm confused. And you know, everybody was just clowning Diamond. Meatball was like, you gotta watch what you asked for. Scotty was like, look how she walked off the stage, very shameful, very hurt. Natalie was like, oh, her face is to the left. She's gone. She's walking out. So everybody's cackling and getting their joy off of them not beating Diamond up, but seeing her get beat up by somebody else. So Saucy was all like, oh, I'm disappointed in you, Diamond. And then you could see Diamond in the back talking to the medic, asking like, was her eye busted and anything else? And the person was telling her that it was just her lip, but it was clearly one of her eyes as well. Then you see Biggie goofy ass running around in the back talking about, give me a fucking Zeus hat for my sister. Give me a hat for my sister. Girl, you ain't been wanting to fight nobody all reunion. You ain't even barely been wanting to fight nobody all season. Shut the fuck up. I'm sick of Biggie. Diamond comes back on stage. Natalie immediately gets up and runs off, talking about, you're not going to fight me, about to unfollow, it ain't happening. It's giving scary. Meanwhile, at the same time, Janisha announces that Gretchen is coming out. So here comes Slim stepping up to Diamond, talking about, oh, we done after this. Tasiki in the back like, oh, Slim, you better beat her up. If you don't, I'm jumping in. Tasiki, you don't need to be jumping into nobody fights. Let's not start that. It don't never need to be multiple people on one person, and one of the multiple people is Tasiki. Slim actually might have did Diamond's eye because she was uppercutting her, and it was when she came out of that fight that I noticed the eye. Diamond is stumbling all around the stage. Tasiki's like, get in the back, bitch. Get in the back. This bitch can't even see. Get this bitch an ambulance. So after all of that, they finally actually let Gretch come out. So when Gretch comes out, her and Jayla have some words, and Gretch ends up running up on Jayla. Then out of nowhere, you see Callie coming trying to run up. And it's a one-on-one fight. Natalie's like, Callie, wait. Callie jumps in. Now, I noticed, Natalie wasn't the one to grab Callie. So you was about to let Callie and Gretch jump your bestie Jayla, Natalie. What was you going to do? Because all you were saying was, Callie, stop. But Sapphire, I have to give her tens for that. She's been sitting pretty and quiet throughout the whole reunion for the most part. But she grabbed Callie ass and put that bitch in a headlock and dragged her off to the side. Like, you not jumping in. If Jayla and Gretch having a one-on-one, Callie, you need to mind your fucking business. Because you know you couldn't take Jayla one-on-one. Callie all like, oh, y'all been jumping her all season. Y'all didn't get my bitch one-on-one. So if anybody want to fight Gretchen, we running it. But you been on stage the whole time before Gretch came out and you ain't do shit, Callie. You're a fucking lame, just like your brother. Slim called herself coming to check on Callie, and Callie was like, what's up, you good? And Slim was like, yeah, I was just coming to try to check on you. I was weak. So Gretchen and Jayla fighting. This was actually their second round, but the first round, it wasn't really clear who won. It was a lot going on, plus Callie had tried to jump in. The second round was good, though. They had ended up on the couch, and Jayla was on top of Gretchen, but Gretchen was trying to scratch Jayla's face. Scotty comes over, grabbing Gretchen's hands, talking about, stop trying to scratch her. Scotty, it's a fight. People punch, people scratch, some people even bite. The only thing that I would say I would understand people stopping is like a bite. But scratching, punching, slapping, anything with hands, it's a fight. You got to let that go. You can't get involved because at that point, you're jumping in, Scotty. Then we see them get back on the floor, and Gretchen's hand is in Jayla's mouth, and she's biting Gretchen's hands. And I'm like, oh, this is crazy. At the beginning of the season, Jayla, you were so mad because Gretchen bit you and saying you would never bite anybody, you would never have anybody's body parts in your mouth. But now Gretchen's hand is in your mouth and you're biting it. And then we see that Jayla's tooth has also come out. So Gretchen snatched Jayla's tooth out of her mouth, and Jayla is scrambling trying to pick it up off the floor. Jayla mouth all bloody, face all scratched up. Natalie just standing over there looking. Tasiki runs up to Jayla like, here, babe, rinse your mouth out with water. And then Gretchen got on her hip-hop Harry shit. She said, who's next? And Santana said what I said. Nobody did nothing to Callie. Y'all should have dusted Callie because she jumped in on the fight with Jayla, and y'all supposed to be Jayla friends. At least Sapphire dragged her off. But Natalie should have did something because you and Jayla are supposed to be best friends. So if that's how Callie coming for Gretch, then that's how you need to be coming for Jayla. Especially when Callie and Gretch had beef with you and Jayla all season, basically. And Santana is mad funny. He talking to the audience. He like, oh, I didn't know the girls had dentures. I know Jayla suck a mean one, bitch. I'm cracking up, yo. That was the funniest thing that was said the whole episode to me. So they like, okay, Asian Doll and Rolly come out to the stage. Now, when Rolly came out, I saw Bianca still on the stage. So after Rolly came out, then they invited Asian Doll and Ahna. And as soon as they said that, Bianca exit stage left. Ahna came out this reunion trying to be cool with everybody because she knew that she had to finally fight Noo-noo and she wasn't going to be able to back down from it. So I guess she just wanted to handle that. Callie and Slim addressed her for her online antics and how she's now coming in trying to just say hi to them. And she basically apologized for her online antics and tried to blame the people she was on live with rather than take accountability for the stuff that she said. Sitting there like, oh, I never tried to play with your character. I always said you were sweet and cool. Like, no, girl, you popped your shit in them confessionals and said that she was flip-flopping. Her story was changing. She was lying. She was always in the middle of some mess. And now you're not saying that to her face. So Ahna talking about she only came here to fight Noo-noo. And Santana was like, no, you got to fight Kiva too. Because remember, she jumped Kiva. Ahna like, oh, I'm not worried about Kiva. If I have to fight her, I will. But I'm really here for Noo-noo. Like, no, you need to be here for both of them. Because you had the beef ongoing with Noo-noo throughout the season. But you also jumped Kiva. Like, don't forget that. And like Santana said, well, Ahna, you kept jumping in fights, so today is no injured reserve, and I don't want to hear nothing about the sizes. So they asked Asian, is there anybody in particular that she had beef with? And she was like, the only person I don't really like is Bianca. And Santana was like, yeah, well, Bianca must have knew Asian wanted her because she gone. And that's when everybody looked around and realized that Bianca had exited stage left. And Janisha was like, Rolly, like, because she came out with a t-shirt and sweatpants and a bonnet. And she was like, I thought you didn't have beef with anybody. And Rolly was like, yeah, I thought I didn't. I thought I was finally going to have a season where I could be cute and have my little glam and my dress. But I heard that they bought strays. So because E.T. came, she decided to come out like that and be prepared. That kind of sucks for Rolly. I wish she did have that experience to finally have a reunion where she didn't have any beef lined up. Especially with her having her new body and confidence and everything. I feel like that would have been cute for her and a nice moment for her, honestly. But maybe next season you'll be nice again and won't have any beef at the reunion. And Natalie sitting there laughing. Rolly had to tell her ass, shut the hell up, because, like, you're part of the reason E.T. is here. But anyway, Tommy was like, oh, Rolly, I got a question for you. What was all of that you went through with me on the internet? Tommy was all like, Rolly, you came to my house before. You used to come to my house and smoke. Rolly like, oh, Tommy, you say whatever on the internet. You get mad at Natalie or Lemmy and Zeus, and it's fuck all of us. You talking about all of us. To me, it was some old shit, and the conversation was dragged out way too long, and I didn't care about it. But they are going to fight on the next episode, so I guess this is just to provide us the context for that. Like, we talking about this old-ass situation where Tommy got into it about Chris Brown and his baby. And basically, Rolly was like, bottom line, we don't need to keep talking about it. You don't fuck with me. I don't fuck with you. Tommy was like, facts. And Rolly was like, okay, next topic. And Tommy like, well, I'm going to talk about whatever I got to talk about. This is my first time seeing you again. And you look very much the same. Trying to say Rolly surgery didn't do nothing, basically. And Rolly was like, yeah, so do you. You look the same, too. Drunk and high. Which Tommy does still look drunk and high as well. So Janisha calls Noo-noo to come out. And when she come out, Santana like, oh, she right here, pointing at Ahna. And Ahna had those long sleeves on her shirt. So nobody could see that she had wrapped that chain around her hand. But Gretch saw it, and probably a few other people in that back row. Callie, Meatball, Tasiki, Biggie, they all might have saw it. But Ahna ass was scared. They square up. And Ahna kept talking about how she took Noo-noo wig. Noo-noo didn't even come with her wig laid or on like that. It don't look like. She literally came with her wig in a wig cap. Like, all of it in a wig cap with a fucking baseball cap on. You know what I mean? It's not like she came with her wig done, like, and you took it off. Like, girl, bye. Santana was screaming, do her Noo-noo, do her Noo-noo. Noo-noo beat Anna's ass. She was hitting Ahna all upside her head. That head was going every which way. Sat her ass down in the chair. Ahna got what she deserved. And she still needs to get beat up worse than that with all the shit she be talking. The chain definitely didn't help you, Ahna. So Ahna like, come on. Like, she want to go another round. And something was going on with Anna's mouth as well. Looked like her mouth might have been bloody or like her tooth was chipped or something. I don't know. The second round was more of a tie. And that's when she got the wig. Which, like I said, wasn't really done or out to be worn in the first place. So Anna's hyped that she got Noo-noo's wig, wiping it in between her legs and stuff. Jayla comes running out from backstage on the side and tries to sneak Callie and Gretch. So now the crowd is like, let Callie get her, let Callie get her. Now, I don't know exactly what she was talking about, but we see Tommy all in Gretch's face on the side talking about, what the fuck I told you the first time I met you? I'm like, Tommy is a nut. Like, Tommy is always doing some random shit. So while nothing was really going on, Biggie went over to have a moment with Rolly and give her a hug like, hey, I missed you, girl, blah, blah, blah. Because we've seen how their relationship has blossomed on this season. But we also know that on Baddies West, Rolly and Biggie started to have cracks in their situation. Tommy and Rolly also had cracks in their situation. And Tommy and Biggie were very cool. So Tommy felt the way to see Biggie getting along with Rolly, basically. So then Janisha was like, I think we should just bring the rest of the replacements out. And you could tell Saucy don't like Ahna. Because he was like, yeah, Ahna, catch your breath. Bring out Kiva. And he was like, I do not feel bad for her. Rolly starts asking Tommy, what the fuck is your problem, bro? Why you staring at me? You mad because me and Biggie getting along? What's wrong with you? Then Rolly called Tommy jealous and said that she would drag her all around the floor. And obviously Tommy ran with that because Rolly clearly meant like, you're jealous of me being cool with Biggie. But Tommy was like, Rolly, you really think I'm jealous of you? Like, talking about how she looks. So Tommy was all like, oh, I'm 4 houses in, no welfare. You came here in a bonnet. What I'm jealous about. So Janisha was like, bring out J.O. and Kiva. But of course, J.O., Kiva, Heaven, and Wendell Lee came out. So Wendell Lee and Heaven, they didn't even care enough to give y'all an introduction for real. And where is Dia? J.O. ass falls onto the stage trying to give Janisha a hug. Like, so you could see Tasiki took Kiva to the side and she like, what's up? Like, I need to know, do you got a problem with me? And she was like, I just beat DTB up. What's up? They said you want to fight me. And Kiva basically was like, no. But what I did say was, and she didn't get to finish her statement because J.O. slapped Biggie. And they were right next to Tasiki and Kiva. But I'm pretty sure Tasiki and Kiva talked out whatever misunderstanding or miscommunication they had that might have led to them fighting. But J.O. slaps Biggie and she just trips and backs up. And she's like, why you want to fight me? And the episode cuts there. So next week on episode 3 of the Baddies Caribbean Reunion, Tommy versus Rolly, Heaven versus Dia, E.T. versus Rolly, Tinkerbella versus Meatball again. Meatball is going to throw another chair. But this time, the chair is going to hit Ahna. Seems like Biggie was cursing out the audience and the replacements. And somebody told Biggie to be humble. And Natalie was like, we'll never be able to have an audience again. So I'll see y'all next week for episode 3 of the Baddies Caribbean Reunion, which is hopefully the last part.